Think you won't get a state pension because you've had gaps in your work history? Here's something that might surprise you. Even if you've never worked full-time, taken years off to raise children, or only done part-time jobs, you could still qualify for hundreds of pounds every week in retirement. Most people have no idea how the system actually works. Hit that like button, subscribe for more pension insights, and drop a comment below about your own state pension situation. You're in the right place to understand exactly who qualifies for the state pension and how to make sure you're not missing out. The stakes here are massive. We're talking about £11,973 every single year for the rest of your life once you retire. That's £230.25 every week. But here's what's really important. Even if you think you haven't worked enough, there are ways your years still count that most people don't know about. I'm going to walk you through the exact rules, show you 4 key ways people build up their state pension, and at the end, I'll reveal the single most powerful thing you can do right now to check where you stand. Let's start with the basic question. Who actually gets the state pension? The answer is simpler than most people think. If you've built up at least 10 qualifying years on your national insurance record, you'll get something. That's the minimum threshold. 10 years gets you about £65 a week. To get the full amount of £230.25 weekly, you need 35 qualifying years. Now here's where it gets interesting, because most people think qualifying years only come from full-time work. And that's completely wrong. The first way people qualify is through employment. If you're working and earning over £125 per week from one employer, that counts as a qualifying year. That works out to around £6,500 annually. Notice that's not a massive salary. Even someone working part-time a few days each week often hits this threshold. If you're earning between £125 and £242 weekly, you're treated as having paid national insurance even though you don't actually pay it. Your year still counts. This catches out loads of people who think their part-time work doesn't matter. It absolutely does. The second way is for anyone who's self-employed. If your profits are above £6,845 per year, you're automatically treated as having paid Class 2 national insurance. Your year counts towards your state pension. Below that threshold, you can choose to pay voluntary contributions of £3.50 weekly to keep building your entitlement. Many self-employed people with lower earnings don't realise this option exists. Here's the third way, and this is huge for parents. And if you claim child benefit for a child under 12, you automatically receive national insurance credits. You don't need to be earning anything. You don't need to be working at all. Those credits count exactly the same as if you'd been paying national insurance through work. This applies whether you're getting the actual child benefit payment or you've opted out of receiving it because of the high income charge. As long as you've claimed it, your national insurance record is protected. Even grandparents and other family members who look after children can apply for these credits if the parent doesn't need them. This is protecting your state pension whilst you're caring for family. The fourth way is through other benefits and circumstances. And if you're receiving carer's allowance for looking after someone, you get credits. If you're claiming certain benefits like universal credit, job seekers allowance, or employment and support allowance, you're getting credits. Even periods of statutory sick pay or maternity leave can count. The system is designed so that life events that take you out of paid work don't completely wipe out your state pension entitlement. Now, what about the difference between the old and new systems? Anyone who reached state pension age before the 6th of April 2016 is on the old basic state pension. That's £176.45 weekly maximum, and you needed 30 qualifying years. Anyone reaching state pension age from April 2016 onwards gets the new state pension at £230.25 maximum with 35 years needed. If you had some qualifying years before April 2016, the government works out a starting amount for you and then adds to it based on years after that date. Some people end up with more than the standard amount because of what they'd built up under the old system. Here's something really important about gaps. If you've got years missing from your record, you can usually pay voluntary contributions to fill them. Currently, you can go back 6 years to plug gaps. Each year you buy costs around £923 and adds roughly £6.58 per week to your state pension. Over a 20-year retirement, that's a return of about £6,800 for every year you top up. That's an incredible return that most investments can't match, but you need to check whether it's worth it for your specific situation. So how do you actually find out where you stand? And this is the game-changing insight I promised you. You can check your state pension forecast online at gov.uk/check-state-pension. You'll need to sign in with a government gateway account, which you can set up if you don't have one. Within minutes, you'll see exactly how much state pension you're currently on track to receive, when you can claim it, and whether you've got any gaps in your record. The forecast shows you what happens if you keep contributing until state pension age. It also tells you if buying extra years would actually increase your pension, because sometimes it doesn't make a difference. You can also check this through the HMRC app on your phone. The key is to check now, not when you're about to retire. If there are gaps you can fill or credits you should be claiming, you want to know about them whilst there's still time to act. Like this video if you've learned something new about state pension qualification. Subscribe for more essential pension and retirement guidance. Comment below with which qualifying route applies to you. And if you found this helpful, check out our other videos on maximising your retirement income.